You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney theme parks podcast. And this is show number 604 for Sunday, the 19th of July, 2026.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jayne Phipps, we are your guide to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Jayne.
Hello there, Michelle, and happy school's out for summer to you.
It is the moment I thought that would never arrive, has arrived. And yes, I have got a few weeks in the UK before I set off on my travels, and I have got oodles to do. But I am not going to contain all of my oodles on today's podcast because we have got lots to discuss. And let's start with On This Day in Disney History, because I've got a really amazing story for you, Jayne.
Oh, okay, go on.
1955.
A significant year. Yeah, a significant
It was.
year. Yeah.
You know, only a couple of days ago, Disneyland celebrated its 71st birthday.
It did
Happy
indeed.
birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm taking you back to that 1955, and a 12-year-old Californian begun his job selling the Disneyland news at the Anaheim Park. His name is Tom Nab, and he earned 3 cents every time he sold a copy.
Okay.
Now, he stayed with the Disney company, and his rise through the ranks involved being the Disneyland's first Tom Sawyer. He then became a monorail manager, and then a manager of distribution over in Disney World. Ultimately, in 2005, he became a Disney legend.
Oh, from little beginnings or small acorns or whatever the phrase is.
So, again, it gives you another example of how you can just, by chance, start something and it snowballs. You know, we all love the story about Tony Baxter beginning selling ice creams on Main Street. And, you know, it's that Tiana attitude of dig a little bit deeper and put whatever you want into your passion, because you never know where your passion may take you.
Absolutely. And it could be something to do with Disney. It could be something entirely different. But yeah, if you don't go for it, you will never know.
Exactly. And for those of you who are out there pondering whether you are going to apply to be on the Disney panel right now, you never know. Give it a go.
Yeah, take the plunge.
I would love to take the plunge, but unfortunately, if I get through all of the initial stages, you have to be available to go on the Disney Wish, I believe it is, to do some sort of final interviewing, and it's in the middle of term time.
Yeah, November time, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's another one. When I retire, I will... ...
Well, it's nice to have plans, Michelle.
It is indeed. And we have a podcast ahead. And our first thing that we are going to talk about is... I've got a few things that were once in the theme park and now are not in the theme parks. And to gauge whether our family are missing them in the theme parks.
Oh,
so the first is I am going to talk about a little bit about an attraction at Disney's Animal Kingdom and share a little fact that most people might not know about.
Oh, go on then.
So this is the anti-poaching story connected to Kilimanjaro's safaris and Little Red. That little cute elephant animatronic, which was the central figure, really, of the climax of the attraction, where, you know, you came across this urgent radio call from Warden Wilson Matui reporting that poachers were in the area and they'd captured Big Red, the mother, and the baby. And there's a high-speed chase going through the safari over the rickety-rackety bridge. So, unfortunately, it was removed in 2012. The fictional poaching storyline came to an end, and Basically, it was over two things. One, guest feedback. The high-speed chase and simulated gunplay may be a little bit jarring after the peaceful ride of viewing the real animals.
Fair enough.
And then Disney decided to move away from a scary scenario about the bad things, but to focus on being proactive, educational, and conservation forward. Now, the animatronic was uninstalled, and the old poacher outpost was reimagined to expand the savannah. However, did you know you could still see Little Red?
No.
Neither did I till I found this out. So it's been retired from being around the ride track. However, Little Red has recently returned, supposedly, to the park, and it is at the far back of the second elephant yard. And you won't see her from the standard safari trucks, but if you do Caring for Giants elephant backstage tour, you should be able to see Little Red. Now, I didn't look for this a few years ago when I did it, but listeners, if you're going to do Caring for Giants, please let us know if this myth is actually true.
Yeah, I'd forgotten all about that aspect of the safaris, actually. I mean, it's a fair few years ago now, isn't it? But I've forgotten there was that little story thread going through. But I can understand why it has been removed and more concentrated on the actual animals and their lives and the impact and all that type of thing. So, I still enjoy it. It's not taking away any enjoyment from it.
And it is an attraction I will do every time I'm in Animal Kingdom.
Definitely, yeah. And because it's one of those attractions, though, Michelle, that's different every time you go on it. Because you never know what you're going to see. And if you go on at different times of the day as well, and different weathers, that can determine what you're going to see as well.
The best one I've ever had was just after a rainfall, and the animals were out. It was amazing. But if you remember a few years ago when Animal Kingdom stayed open a bit later, going about 6:30, 7 o'clock, that also was a good time I found.
Ah, yeah, because I think when we were there, they was trying to think back to last year. Obviously, we were there in November, December time, and I'm sure the last safaris out were like 4:45, things like that. Yeah, well before the park was closing.
Yeah. So, the next bit, also connected to Animal Kingdom.
Right.
This is an April 22nd, 1998, Earth Day, flagship opening day attraction.
Okay.
And it's not an attraction I ride every time. And I think people don't know why, because Cali River Rapids is one of those attractions that you will not get wet, you will get drenched.
Soaked.
Absolutely, to the point where you will be squelching for quite a considerable time afterwards. Did you ever ride it when it had the fire, smoke, chainsaw, noise effects, the moving logging truck, and the fog to create the horrors of logging and deforestation? Did you ever get and see that?
I think I probably did, because I have a very clear-ish, as my brain will let me, memory. We rode it in 2004, because in 2004 we were there on the run up towards Christmas, and we were in the Animal Kingdom on my birthday. That's the 9th of December, in case anybody wants to know. And we rode Cali River Rapids, and let's just say that Ethan and Simon were really sensible. They decided to bring out with them swim trunks to change into before they got on the ride.
Yeah.
Me and Molly didn't do that. Never said, "Oh no, we'll be fine. It'll be okay." Yeah, we had to make a quick detour back to the hotel, because to say that we were a little bit damp was not anywhere close to the state that we found ourselves. We literally had the moment. There's a chance that it just literally comes over, and if you're sat in the wrong place, it's like a waterfall coming over your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me and Moles.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. On my birthday. I just point that out. It was on my birthday and I got really wet. But yes, I think, though, at that point in time, the logging storyline, the fire and everything was probably still in. That was at the top, wasn't it, when you came round? Yeah? Yeah, I'm sure it was still operational at that point.
Yeah. The fire effects, one of the reasons was because they moved a cast member observation area, and obviously fire and cast members never a good mix for safety reasons. And again, I think it just downplays the conservation issue. And to be honest, if there is anything that I love about Animal Kingdom, is that it's that edutainment element where you can learn about these real life issues, because it's still a major problem.
Oh no, absolutely. And I'd say that's what Animal Kingdom's always prided itself on, I think, is getting that edutainment element across and educating about animals and the environments that they live in and the effects that we as humans can have on those environments.
The last one I've picked out is over at Epcot, and I think you may have seen the original incarnation. I never have.
Right.
So the pavilion opened in 1982. We're talking about the Land Pavilion, and the food court was originally called Farmers Market. And as you go into the pavilion, there were 3 hot air balloons, and they were themed to represent the 3 major food groups, tying into the pavilion's original sponsor of craft. And these balloons went up and down.
Yes. Wow.
Now, I gather maybe it was a problem with motors or this, that and the other. At some point, they stopped moving, and that kinetic element went. And Nestle took over sponsorship in 1993, and the whole pavilion went under a massive refurbishment, and the food court changed into Sunshine Seasons Food Fair. And the balloons were taken down, and 5 were brought back to life. And you will know, if you've ever looked closely, there is the Earth and the 4 seasons, and they were statically hung in place, so they never moved.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that they were actually connected to the seasons, but I thought, now I know that, it makes a lot of sense that they are there.
Sunshine seasons, balloons, air, yeah.
But it is nice that if you look deep enough, you can always find these little nods to what's been there before, and I think it is lovely that they didn't have to put them back in, but they did.
Yeah, and I do miss it was Kitchen Cabaret, and I can't remember what the other show was called that they used to have.
Something Food Rocks or something.
Food Rocks, yeah. I used to love those. It was the cheesy, cheap, very minimal animatronic sort of thing set to catchy tunes. What's not to love? It was so quintessentially Disney. And I used to love those little attractions. And again, it played into the edutainment because it was talking about nutritious food and all the different food groups. And you had, was it Food Rapper was one of the main characters, and you had all the little animatronics coming out of fridges and fruit that was singing at you. And yeah, what's not to love about singing fruit?
Food that you can eat that talks to you. Don't eat me as you bite into the burger.
Well, maybe we need that on some of our packaged goods, perhaps.
Yeah. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. If you have a story you would like to share and we can pop it into an upcoming podcast, why not get in touch? info@disneydreamgirls.com or via the Disney Dream Girls podcast family page, or on Instagram @DisDreamGirls, as I am sure there are so many other little hidden gems that we can share with people that may not know they exist, because I've only been going to the park since 2010. I know Jayne's been going a lot longer, but we will have listeners right now who have been going a lot longer than both of us combined.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, it's the little stories that I like finding out about where, everybody says, look up is one of the classic things, isn't it? You should look around you and look up and you might find things. But I think it's those bits and bobs when you go, that's actually left over from something. And so those little bits that are either have been left on purpose as a little bit of a nod to an attraction or a previous display or incarnation or whatever, but then also those little bits that are still tucked away somewhere that couldn't be removed or have been repurposed for something else. I love those stories.
So our big feature this week is going to talk a little bit about an attraction kind, and we're going to do a little bit of ranking about our personal favourites.
Oh, okay. This could be interesting.
So we have a category of ride at our Disney parks of spinners.
Spinners, right.
And they can be split into two groups.
Okay.
So a spinner ride is the classic hub and spoke aerial spinners. So, you're thinking of the ones that we've got in Walt Disney World, Fantasyland. We have got Dumbo.
Yeah.
We have got Astro Orbiter.
Yeah.
We have got the magic carpets of Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
In that category.
Yeah.
And then you have the ground level spinners. So again, at Magic Kingdom, we have the Mad Tea Party, your classic sitting in a teacup, and you can control how fast your individual vehicle rotates.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the alien swirling saucers over in Hollywood Studio, and this is sort of like that spin but whip ride that basically came from the success of Tomatoes over in Disneyland. So you've got the sort of like vehicle at the front, and you have a rocket ship cart at the back being locked into the figure of 8 track.
Yeah.
You have got Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, which you control the vehicle.
Yeah.
Now, you could call this a spinning ride because basically you can just spin round the whole track and not even bother about shooting at anybody.
If you're mad enough to do that, yeah.
True. And then you have Prince Charming's Regal Carousel. And that is a carousel that rotates.
Yeah.
And we have to obviously say RIP to Terror Trap Spin over at Animal Kingdom.
Oh. Yeah.
Have I missed any, Jane?
And we could have had Primeval World as well, surely, because that was spinny.
That was spinny, but that's not there anymore.
Well,
but you didn't get to control that one.
No,
which is different to
true.
The spinning. That was more your roller coaster because you couldn't include Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Spin because that isn't controlled by you.
And
that's a mix of the track and weight distribution.
True.
So,
true.
I don't think I've missed any. There isn't any in Animal Kingdom that I can think of now, and there definitely isn't anything in Epcot, and I don't think there's anything else in Hollywood Studios.
No, I mean obviously we're going to have a new one arrive in Animal Kingdom when Encanto materialises.
True, yeah.
There'll be a new family spinnery carousel-y type vibe going on there.
Yeah. So out of the ones we've got that are hub and spoke, we have got Dumbo, which is unique actually out of all of the different incarnations of Dumbo in all the Disney theme parks because it's a dueling carousel.
Yeah, yeah.
So the crowds can get through a lot quicker, and it has that unique queue area where the littlies can go and have fun in the soft play area as well.
Yeah, true.
Then you've got the Astro Orbiter, which does exclude some people because the idea of going on a lift, I have seen people not know how to get onto this attraction because I feel it's not, even though you can see it as you're coming into Tomorrowland, it's not as visible as a lot of the other attractions because it's not that clear of how to get onto it.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. And when you say you go around by that the launching pad area and you've got the TTA as well, there is a bit of like which queue is for what type of vibe, depending on how busy it is. And yeah, and like you say, it is a peculiar one in that you can't manually get there. That makes sense because you've got the lift element. You say not everybody likes lifts, and there's a few people can be a bit funny about lifts and stuff like that.
Yeah. Then over in Adventureland, we've got the magic carpets of Aladdin. So out of those attractions, what's your ranking, Jane? What's your favourite to your least favourite?
Well, my least favourite is going to be Astro Orbiter. Do you know why? Do you know why it's going to be my least favourite?
Go on.
Because I don't think I've ever done it.
No.
I'm struggling. I know I've done the one at Disneyland Paris, but I am really struggling to think whether I've actually done Magic Kingdoms or not.
So we know what we're going to say to you now, Jane.
I know, it's got to be on the list, hasn't it?
It's got to be high priority for you to ride it.
Yeah. And I don't know whether it's just because, and maybe again, a bit like what you say, because you can see it, but there's no obvious queue to it, although obviously you will see the queue. It may be one of those ones that kind of just slips out of your peripheral and you don't kind of realise it's there because it's not an obvious one to go to. So yeah, that would be my number 3. And then, to be fair, I'm going to have to put Magic Carpet second. It's fun.
Okay.
It's nicely done. You've got the camel and the water. But Dumbo's got to be up there. Dumbo's got to be my favourite because it's Dumbo, because it's classic. And I've got lovely memories with riding it with the kids when they were little. I mean, yeah, it wasn't where it is now. I'm talking, my memories go back to when it was the single, just the original Dumbo on its own, when it was further located into Fantasyland. But yeah, it's one of those classic sort of don't touch type rides.
Yeah.
So it kind of appeals to the nostalgia in me.
I'm going to do a different route to you.
Okay.
My absolute favourite is Astro Orbiter.
Okay.
My favourite time to ride Astro Orbiter is at night. And it's always cool if you get to see a storm in the far distance. Because I remember doing this one year, and you know, those of you who know me very, very well, my husband is a lightning strike survivor. He was struck by lightning in his teens, and he is fascinated by lightning. And he always loves riding this attraction purely because he wants to see lightning. Which is very bizarre, you know.
Yeah.
You'd have thought he's had enough issues with lightning, but no, he chooses to go to one of the places in the world that gets the most lightning.
I think that's probably a healthy attitude to have, Michelle, to be fair.
Yeah, so I haven't ridden it for a couple of years, though, because I haven't been to Walt Disney World with him for a couple of years. So I think, again, that's going to be my priority. But I do like it, and I love the fact that it gives you the lovely views looking into Fantasyland and the castle.
Yeah.
From an elevated position already, and then you add on that elevation if you go to the real max with the height. I think that's really cool. My second one has to be Dumbo, and that is because I love the fact that it's got the water element at the bottom, and I don't know whether it's the fact that it's got the water element there that makes it feel cooler than the Magic Carpets, but it just does, and it looks prettier. And again, daytime and nighttime, you get a different vibe.
Yeah.
So I love that. My least favourite is the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, purely because stupid camel. I don't like that. And for some reason, because of where it is in the park, it just feels so much hotter. And when you go in August, when it's already hot, and you want to go in a part of the park that feels hotter anyway, it just is too much.
Yeah, it is a little bit of under the boiling sun aspect, isn't it? Because there is no shade and everything around there.
Yeah, and that's my opinion. Listeners, family, what's your opinion out of those attractions? I will be popping something on the family page, and I would love to hear what your opinion is, and I will also do the same for Instagram. So let's go now to the ground level spinners. And just to recap, Jane, we've got the Mad Tea Party.
Yeah.
Alien spinning, swirling saucers. And we've got Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin and Prince Charming's Regal Carousel.
Oh, right. Okay. So we're going to go least favourite upwards?
Whatever way you wish, my love.
Well, another bombshell moment here, Michelle. I can't rank something that I've not ridden.
God, which one have you not ridden?
Alien swirling saucers thingies.
No way!
Yeah, because every time we walked past last year when we were there, it was stupid wait times. So which my brain goes, it's a spinner ride. Why am I going to wait minutes for just a spinner ride?
And I must admit that whip style part of it isn't as successful, in my opinion, as the version in Cars Land over in Disneyland. So I would probably ride it if there wasn't a long wait, i.e. 15, 20 minutes. Anything more than that, I'd go again. I like it at night, though. At night's pretty.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm going to have to pop it on my list now, aren't I?
Yeah, another one. Okay, so that's your least favourite. What's next?
Probably the teacups.
Okay.
Only because you go on with children, they think it's funny to make it go really fast and see mum not very happy on it. So we got to the point where I refused to go on with my kids and just let them do it themselves, and I would watch from afar. So don't mind it, just don't like going really, really, really stupidly fast.
But if you're not going with the kids, you and Simons can just go on it and just enjoy it.
Yeah, this comes down to, do I trust my husband not to start spinning it?
Sit in your own teacups.
Oh, that feels a bit mean.
But it's a way of guaranteeing that you're not going to be sick.
True. Very true. But yeah.
What's next?
Buzz. If we're having Buzz on there, I'm going to put Buzz in second.
Okay.
Because I like Buzz, and I've obviously not tried the new incarnation with the actual guns that you can move now and the rest of it. So it'd be interesting to see how it translates with the new version. But I've always liked Buzz. It's always been a good laugh. So, and it's interacting, and it's that feedback you get and the giggle that you have with whoever's in your car with you and trying to get the highest score, and then you can't, and then I just moan that I don't know what I'm meant to be firing at, and just throw my rattle out the pram sometimes, because obviously it's not picking up what I'm doing. So it's not my fault, it's not my inability to use the gun, it's the machine's fault.
And maybe now it's been refurbished and it's a little easier with it not having that sort of issue with the tethered gun. That might be a bit more fun.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting to see and give it a go this year.
So I'm gathering you are Team Carousel.
Well, I'm going to have to be, aren't I? Because I've got I have a tattoo on my left leg that is the carousel that goes all the way around my left thigh. So I've kind of got to have it on there. It's not to be fair, again, it's a classic ride, and everybody knows that my heart always goes towards those classic rides anyway. It's not something that I ride lots of times, but last year we were able to meet up with friends that we'd made on a cruise a couple of years prior, and we had some wonderful days with them around Disney World, and we rode the carousel. It was their choice of their last ride on their last full day in the Magic Kingdom, and we had an absolute hoot. It was funny, we were messing about, there was 5 grown adults acting like 5-year-olds. What's not to love about that?
Sure.
So yeah, it's classic, it's beautiful, it sums up Disney, so why would it not be my number one? Go on then, you're gonna go all about what's it, aren't you? You're gonna go completely different to me.
I don't like Buzz Lightyear. I am sorry. I love Buzz Lightyear, the franchise and everything. I don't know if you saw yesterday, I'd got in the post eventually my Teacher Story shirt to take with me, which is all themed about Toy Story, which I was going to wear on the last day of term. It arrived too late. I didn't realise it was coming from China. If I knew it was coming from China, I possibly wouldn't have ordered it. But that's going to come in really good for when I go to DHS. But I just don't like rides that I have to shoot with because of having arthritis in my wrists and my hands. I'm just crap at it, and things that I'm not good at, I don't tend to like doing. So, you know, I don't like having to tidy up my bedroom, so I don't tidy up my bedroom. I don't like shooting at things, so I don't tend to enjoy it. So that's going to be the absolute least one on my list. Closely followed by Erling's Swirling Saucers, just purely because it's too damn slow. Speed it up. I want a bit more whip.
Oh, okay.
So then Mad Tea Party, purely because I love it at night time when the lanterns are lit.
Very pretty.
And it's so beautiful. I do really enjoy it. I think this style of ride has always got a place in a Disney theme park. They did an excellent version in Disneyland Paris, Food to Rapunzel, which I absolutely adored. So yes, please, I will have more of this style of ride. My favourite has to be the Prince Charming Regal Carousel, because I love just sitting on one of the horses and spinning around and looking at people enjoying Fantasyland and getting a little bit of a snippet into their day, whether it's a mum getting angry with a child because they're jumping out of the pushchair, or whether it's a child spotting a character and getting excited, or someone being able to pull the sword from the plinth. You know, something, those things just are super magical, and I really, really enjoy it. And for me, it's where it began. And I do recall yesterday in my Facebook memories, it came up with, no word of a lie, the day I visited the Griffiths Park Carousel.
Oh, wow.
And that was such a strong memory of mine from my initial trip to Disneyland, where I actually got to ride it and see where Walt used to take his children. I think that for me, just like you, we're old softies, and the classics are the classics. And I think that attraction should never, ever leave. And I think it's a good one to have in all of the parks, but themed differently, because it is a magical attraction.
No, definitely. At least we can agree on one thing then, Michelle.
We can. That we love Disney.
Absolutely.
Anyway, guys, we're going to put a pin in it on this week's show and wrap it all up with a present for you. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, you can catch extra content at patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls, and we are forever thankful to our lovely supporters over there. You can catch what we are up to at Disdream Girls on Instagram, and you can email us with your thoughts, info@DisneyDreamGirls.com. But until next time, it's a goodbye from me.
And bye from me.